All right, now we're back. So we're going to continue on with this, and we're going to add some more color. So go back into your staff folder, and we're still working in the same folder that we started before because we didn't finish that template, that layout. So we're going to open it up, Basics of Template, and it should be right where you left off. So this one today we're working on adding pictures and color to it. So let's take a quick gander at the sample. Good. So the picture is on the right side, and we'll notice there's a little artist credit for that one. So we got to add the picture, we've got to add color to the title, and we're going to add this glow thing on there. So once we get that done, we should be in good shape. So it's a two-part process. Okay. So let's work on the picture. That's the big part, right? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clear some space up here. So I just brought this column in and made it smaller, and look at that. Now first let's bring this one up here too. So even when we bring this up so that the lady killer thing over here is on this side, there still isn't enough space for all the text. So we're going to have to thread the text into this next column. Is there a column there actually? Let's go to my layers, text. Looks like there might not be. I thought we made one, but I don't see it. Okay, well that's easy. So we grab our thing, and since I have these guides already set up for the right size columns, just go here. We'll make it about the same size, and then we use our select tool. Click the little plus, click it again. Okay. Now we're going to make a new frame, because what we do is we just make frames and we fill them with things. Down here, that's roughly the size of the picture that I want. And I'm just Command Tab to bring me back to my folder. Make sure that the image I'm going to use is in this folder. It's called Image. That's nice and simple. Remembering that any images that we're going to work with in a design are always in the same folder on the Google Drive, Team Drive, so that anybody who gets into your design from a networked computer can still access all the stuff. So it's there, that's good. Now I can hit Command D to place, or I go to File, Place. And then it's going to ask me, like, what do you want to place there? I'm like, well, I'm going to place the picture. Now, it thinks I want to take it right from the learning the software thing, but let's go to my staff folder. Basics of text, there's my image.jpg. Open. Okay. So there's some things. Doesn't look like that's quite the whole picture, does it? If I go up like this, and then I right click on it, fitting, and we did this with the poster, but let's just see. If I say fit content proportionately, I got some gaps down at the bottom, which is actually kind of nice. Because I need some space for my my artist credits. I'm going to bring that out here. Let's bring this up a little bit more. We'll say fitting fill frame proportionately. If I hold down on this donut, it'll show me the actual picture there. So I'm cropping some of it out. Is it important information? No. It's like stuff here and over here is just background. The main thing is we need the tent and we need the people, because that's kind of what's part of the story. So now we'll go back to text wrap, which remember we put over here, and we're going to turn on, this is wrapping around the box, wrapping around the object shape. So if you had like a square box but there was like a really clear circle in it, you might be able to wrap around that shape, or just up and down. Most of the time we're just going to wrap around the bounding box. And then we're going to set the offset up to a pica, so that it doesn't come right down on it. And then see, because we threaded these, we've now got the end of the story is down over here, which is pretty close to what it was in the thing that I made that I was showing you. Let's zoom in a little bit. I just did a pinch zoom because I'm using my MacBook, which is nice. But you can also use the scrubby zoom tool there. So we're going to move this up a little bit because I don't want my credits to go below the margins. I think they're nice and safe that way. And because this is a pica width separating, I can kind of judge pretty clearly, pretty safely, that if I put my text right below there, then it's a pica from here, and nobody sees the margins, but they will see the picture there. So let's make one more little box. And we're going to write in it. What is this called? Well, let's double check the rules. So, capitalization and spacing, artist, comma, title, comma, medium. So this was shot by Jesse Sullivan. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to change something right while we're doing it, since I'm learning the software. So that when you guys come to it, instead of saying image, it's going to look like the pictures are supposed to look when we're collecting them. So Jesse Sullivan, calm before the storm photograph. So that gives us all the stuff. And when you're collecting stuff for the magazine, always title them that way. That way it makes it very easy to figure out what it's supposed to be called. So the calm before the storm photograph. And I ran out of space. So now go back here, and I'm just going to make my box bigger. Okay. And in fact, I can just say fit frame of content. Okay. Oh, wait, but we don't want to fit the frame, right? Because we need to apply the character style. Character style. This is a credit. It's bigger now. I'm just using the arrow keys. We can go back to fit it. I really don't like having boxes hanging over in weird places, if I can possibly avoid them. Just like with the other things where, talking about like balanced design, even having, you can have something that's right in the middle, right on the right or right on the left, but don't ever design something that's kind of to the right or kind of to the left. We'll grab our pica brick over here, pica block, which is probably locked. Yes, it is. And we'll lock our images, but I can still get to the text layer so that I can move the thing. You want to be nice and careful. It's always better just to see what it is that you're doing. So zooming in nice and tight. And I can grab this, just move it up. There, that looks good. I just hit Command 0 to take me back to a full page kind of view. Put my pica brick back where I can find it. Okay, let's go to presentation mode to see the overall impact of what I've done. Good so far. So now we just need to fix that title, right? Let's do that. So if I select this, let's first make it a color. Now I'm going to take the red, this red right here. So let me undo that and I'll show you how I did it again. First, I use the text tools to select the text. Then I use this little eyedropper tool here. And the eyedropper picks up aspects from other things. So I'm just going to steal this color. That's the brighter red because it's not in the shadow. And there's my thing. And that's kind of a cool kind of, I don't know, looks like an 80s sort of vintage color there. I think it works. Now we got to give it the glow. So what I'm going to do is select, let's zoom in on what we're doing. I've selected the box, not the words, but the box around it. And I hit the effects button. Now, we did this a little bit where we're messing with the opacity. Remember we did the fill, and we could give it the box itself like a black fill, and then if we wanted we could like make that more or less opaque. We don't want to do any of that right now. We're going to get into the FX. So what can we do? We're going to give it a glow. So we've got the object selected, and we hit this little FX button. and you get all these things that come up. We're going to do outer glow. Let's take a quick look at what all of them do, though, so that we can see how that works. So outer glow, right now you can't see it because it's a white glow on a white page. But if I select the color and I change that to pink, then it takes all the see-through parts and makes them pink as well. And we can make the size of the glow. Maybe we'll increase the spread a little bit. The more the spread is, like, the less feathered the thing is. If it's completely no feather, I mean completely feathered out, then you barely see it at all. So you usually kind of want to find some kind of a balance there between how feathered the edge of the glow is, and then you can also turn down the opacity. That's a little bit harsh for me right now. Something like that's okay. Okay. So like a drop shadow puts a shadow behind it, right? And if you just click on the thing and then you can click it on and off. Bevel and Emboss, I like to play with those sometimes. And actually, let's do that, because that sort of like doubles down on that sort of cheesy factor that we got with the round stuff here. So outer bevel looks like that. Inner bevel, emboss, pillow emboss. I think I like the pillow emboss. We're going to reduce the size of it, soften it a little bit more. There we go. Direction up and down changes just kind of like where it's coming from. What do we like better? I'd say up. The shading, where's the light coming from? Right now it's really angled, which makes it look a little bit weird with the kind of directional sense of the font. So I'm going to make it almost in the center there. And then you can just change what the highlights look like and how opaque they are. So that's Bevel and Emboss. Satin I never use. Feathers and stuff I don't really use. So the big ones that I use are Bevel and Emboss, Drop Shadows, and Glows. So we zoom out, hit Command 0. All right. Now, the other thing I want to do is, I don't remember, did we do this? Maybe we did. Did we center this? We did. Okay, good. And the box is out to the column. You guys, I think we might be done. Let's just double check against the final product to make sure, because double checking things is a good idea. It's not exactly the same, but it's pretty close. And the stuff that we did, that we changed, doesn't matter. And the stuff that we didn't change does matter. So we got it right in the important part, so that's what I'm trying to say. Okay. All right. So those are the main things that you have to think about when you're doing a spread for the magazine. Remembering that this is one page and this is one page, so you don't have anything going across the page unless you're being very careful and doing, like sometimes you might have something that goes out to over here. But make sure that there's nothing important that goes in that page break, because it'll not work very well. Credits, like that. Pike out away from the thing that they're doing. Pull quotes, using your character styles, body font, pull quotes, credits, and your title fonts in there. So finish that up and you can turn it in, and you will get credit for that. Good job, everybody.